Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back again with another Kershaw discontinued knife. Why? Because I'm crazy. How you guys doing? Today we're going to be looking at the Kershaw Rogue. Kershaw Rogue spelled wrong, but it's Rogue regardless. Really beautiful knife, and this is once again another discontinued knife. As you can see, it comes in the old silver box with the American flag on it, which we all love. And the knife that we are going to be looking at is the Kershaw Rogue, so let's take a look at it. This is very different than any knife that I've ever presented on my channel. Why? It's an automatic. Crazy! Automatic discontinued knife. Now, if you guys are familiar with Kershaw, they do currently have automatics right now. They are top notch. This is one of the earlier automatic knives that Kershaw put out. This knife was released right around 2001. And I can tell you guys, this is a huge knife. I mean, this guy is huge. And seeing that I said the word huge, let's go ahead and take a look at the specs on this guy. So the Kershaw Rogue, there aren't very many specs on it from what I've seen. Basically, the steel on the knife is probably the most disappointing thing, but it's not bad. The steel on this knife is 14C28N. The updated version of that steel, you'd say would probably be Mauve 13 or Mauve 14 or 15, whatever it is now. HCR Mauve series of steel. Back in the day, they had Sandvik 14C28N. So that's probably the only disappointing thing about it, is that it's not S30V. You would think because it's an automatic, it would be S30V, but it's not. Still, that doesn't diminish the fact that this is a great knife. The blade on it is 4 inches and closed. The blade is 4.7 inches, and unfortunately, folks, that's pretty much all the specs you're gonna find on this knife. I'm assuming it's just because it's just too old. I don't know why they don't have more on it, but they don't. The knife is very, very, very interesting. It has a slider lock on it. So here's the button right there. Push it with your thumb, the blade just flies right out, and to close it, you push the button and close it. And according to most people that own automatics, you'll be able to do that about 10,000 times before the spring inside the knife eventually wears out on you. I don't know, I guess I'm assuming it's no good anymore, but 10,000 times is pretty much enough. I don't know how many more times they've actually opened it and closed it before I got it. But I got this knife brand new in the box, as you can see. What's nice about this knife is that there's a safety lock on it. Okay, we've got the safety lock, which basically when it's pushed down into this direction, you can push the button and the knife will fly open. The safety lock on it, if you push it up, you can't press that button anymore. There's no way that the blade will come out for safety. That's probably one of the reasons why I wasn't all that crazy about the launch series of knives that Kershaw put out in the CPM 154 steel. Don't get me wrong, they're great knives, but I did still think that they should have some sort of a safety on it. Their engineering behind that knife was that the button on the knife was pretty much below the scale, so you actually had to feel the button and press it. In other words, because I mean, if I hold this knife up, you can see that the button is raised on it. On the launch series of knives, the button was not raised. It was actually below the scale. So you actually have to put your finger or your thumb right on the knife in order to have the knife come out. That way, that was the reasoning for not having a safety on it. I suppose if you push it up, it also turns it into a fixed blade, I guess, temporarily. I don't know. I guess you could do that. I don't know why anybody would want to, but you can. It's a great knife. It has that tech trick. I don't know if you guys remember that back in the day. But this thing sort of feels like, I don't know, like a grippy carpet, I guess. Really good traction on the knife. Again, the biggest thing about this knife is the blade. It's 4 inches. 4-inch knife. Now, most of you guys know automatic knives are illegal in most places, except in, I believe, Florida. They're not illegal to own or to carry. I believe also in Texas they are not illegal to own and carry, but pretty much everywhere else across the United States, these are illegal to own and to have. So yes, I'm actually breaking the law by actually having this on me in my home. But again, I don't use the knife. I basically own it as a collectible to enjoy and admire, and that's it. And because I am a Kershaw collector, I had to have it. There was also another Kershaw discontinued automatic knife that I'm currently after. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but I do hope I'll get it. It was a Kershaw Breakout, which was a much smaller knife, a much more sleeker knife than this knife. And they actually had the safety lock on the opposite end of the knife, on the back part of the knife, which I thought was kind of interesting. Not much more I can say about the knife other than the fact that it's a collectible, and if you are a Kershaw collector like I am, it is one that you're going to want to have in your collection if you're lucky enough to have it. Unlike all the other knives in my Kershaw discontinued collection, this is the most difficult to get because it's an automatic. They're practically illegal to sell them on eBay, and eBay will not let you sell these at all. However, people still do sell automatic knives on eBay. I've seen them. Basically, my suggestion to any of you guys, if you see an automatic knife on eBay and you want to buy it, you do need to know that eBay does ask either the seller not to sell an automatic knife because it's against eBay rules. But if you're a seller, if you're a buyer, just don't say anything. If you happen to see the knife and you want it, just buy it. Don't mention anything, because they do put these things up on eBay. I've seen them. That's where I got this knife, was on eBay. Gentleman that sold it to me, he's now a friend of mine, by the way. Now we became friends. He's actually responsible for the next few Kershaw discontinued knives that I'm going to show you in the next coming days. I'm kind of behind in my videos, but yeah, you can't sell these on eBay, and if you happen to see one on eBay, it's to your discretion. If you don't care about the knife at all, I'm not saying report the guy, but it's eBay's asking you to report to people that sell automatic knives on eBay because they are illegal. But if you like the knife and you want it, yeah, go for it and buy it. You can always say you didn't know it was an automatic knife, because I'm assuming that the responsibility falls on the seller, not the buyer. So there you have it, the Kershaw Rogue. Let's take a really good close look at it one more time. It's got the tech truck features on it all the way back. Really very pretty. It's a black colored blade. Really, really nice. A very light knife too. It's kind of, I would have to say it's kind of bulky, but it feels real nice in your hand. And again, I can't say enough about how the blade flies right out of there. I mean, it really flies right out of there. So if you've never owned an automatic knife, you're going to want to be careful of that. A lot of people wonder, well, what's the difference between the automatic and the spring assist? Well, I mean, the spring assist is a weaker spring when you're dealing with a spring assisted knife. It's not as strong of a spring feel on the spring assisted than it is on on an automatic. It practically kicks open. That's been my experience. So there you have it, the Kershaw Rogue. If you're a collector and you like automatics, you happen to see one of these, yeah, grab yourself one. Real nice. Most of these knives on eBay that I've seen, they were the serrated version. I was lucky enough to have one that was not serrated, so yeah, good luck in finding that. The pocket clip has a nice spring to it, so if you're into the pocket clip, I don't use pocket clips myself. Even in the knives that I actually do carry, I'm in a, Chris Reeve Sebenza 21 and Kosei's and everything, and I don't ever use the pocket clip on those when I carry and use. I just put it in my pocket. I don't know if that's blasphemy or not, but that's how I like to have my knives. But in any case, there you have it, the Kershaw Rogue. This is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, signing off. Hoping you'll find happiness in your next piece of sharp art. You know what? Before I go, I forgot to do this, and I didn't do it in my other video. Why don't we do a little size comparison real quick before I go? Sorry to do this last minute, but I'll do it anyway. Here it is up against the Spyderco Swish Bowie. Okay. Here it is up against the Sebenza 21. All right. I'll put that correctly. How about the Chris Reeve Small and Kosei? All right. Wish I had more knives to put it up against, but I just don't because of the Kershaw collection. The Chris Reeve Large Sebenza 21. There you go. And finally, another discontinued zero tolerance knife. How about the small zero tolerance 900? So as you can see, it is a very large knife. Sorry to do that at the end of the video, but I just completely forgot, so I do apologize. But, makes the video unique. So there you go. There you have it, the Kershaw Rogue, another Kershaw discontinued piece. Once again, this is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, hoping you'll find happiness in your next piece of sharp art. And I will see you guys again probably tomorrow with another discontinued blade. Love the way that thing flies out of there. There you guys go. Have a good night and God bless. This is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy with the Kershaw Rogue, signing off.